Now that I'm using my database, I realize it would be nice to have some tags. Some tags, I want to put them just here. Tags that would allow me to sort through by whether it was to do with computer, to do with learning about business, to learn with site administration, and so on. I think it would be quite useful to have these tags so that I can collect together all of my CPD sessions that are kind of similar. Now we have to edit our database to do that. File, Manage, and manage our database. So we want to create something called tags. We can create it as a field. I'm going to make sure I capitalize that. And then what we can do is we can choose what kind of things we want to do, because we might have more than one tag. So for example, it might have been a meeting about computers, but it might have some relationship to, say, site administration. So we can do all kinds of things. We could make it text, we could make it a number, a date, and so on. We're going to start with making it text. Once it's text, we can then choose the options. So what do we want? We want to put in the date we created it, a serial number, or a value from a calculated list, a looked up value, and so on. Serial numbers are quite useful for some of those kinds of things where you want to make sure that it's a unique number. So we can check the validation to make sure that it's a specific type of number. We can store it in specific ways, and so on. When I click OK, we should see that tags automatically is added. There it is there. So what I need to do is edit my layout. Now if you remember, we can take our paintbrush here and we can make those the same. So I'm going to move that tags up here. I want it to line up with location. Move that there, and we'll give it a couple of lines. Because what we could do perhaps is to, I'm just going to select some of those things and move them down. Select those two together, let's move them both down. Leave the duration where it is. I could perhaps move that up a little bit, make it look a little bit better that way, and let's extend this down. So how do we want to present this information? So the data can be an edit box, a drop-down list, a checkbox set. That's probably the best one, a checkbox set. Then what you can do is you can add a series of tags that you can then click on. Now we do need a value list. So let's create one. Let's create a new one and we'll call it tags list. So let's use some custom values. So it was to do with computing. Maybe it was to do with Vectorworks. Site administration. Construction technology or building technology maybe. And if you want to divide these up, you can also put in a hyphen, but we won't worry about that. Okay, okay, and there you can see there are my tags. I might have to make that slightly longer. So let's close that. Let's save our layout and exit. So these should be now tick boxes that I can check. So I can check those. Now it's not looking that great, so let's see what's wrong. There's something wrong with this. Let's just make it a little bit longer and we'll move this down as well. Maybe that needs to be wider. No, that's not doing it. Let's open our inspector again, and there's something going wrong with this checkbox set. So we're going to allow in other values, so we can put in other values if we want. I don't like the way these checkboxes are so close to the text. I'm going to choose one of the fields that I do like, use my paintbrush again, my format painter, and I'm going to copy the formatting from there and put it on here. Now you can see what's going on here. I haven't got enough for that tag at that point. It's probably better if I move all of this down and give myself more room. Now the footer can be moved down as well. So I can move those down further, And I've now got room for some more information here if I need it. So let's save our layout and exit. And there we are. So I've gone to this customizing Vectorworks. It was about computing and it was about Vectorworks. I can go through all of my records now. This was attending a class, so it was not about computing, it was about site administration. This one was about computing and also building technology. So this was about computing and Vectorworks. And Electron BIM, so it was building technology. And so that's a way of tagging my information. Now, why tag your information? Well, if you tag your information, you can then start to find all the things that are the same. So we could click on Find, let's look at computing, and it found 3. Found 3 out of 5. So that one was related to computing, so was that one, and so was this one. So having tags allows you to then to start to find sessions that you've been to that are similar.